Catherine, Princess of Wales, wears Diana's sapphire ring every single day. And that's just the beginning of her quiet war against Camilla. Kate dresses Charlotte in Diana-inspired outfits. She's taken her children to Diana's grave at Althorp. Every choice Kate makes honors the woman Camilla replaced. Body language experts have analyzed Kate and Camilla's interactions for years. The polite distance, the lack of warmth, the way Kate positions herself as Diana's successor, not Camilla's ally. This isn't open warfare. It's something more powerful. Kate is ensuring Diana's legacy overshadows Camilla's claim to the throne, and once you see the strategy, you'll never unsee it. Number 1. The ring that speaks volumes. When Prince William proposed to Kate Middleton in Kenya in October 2010, he gave her his mother's engagement ring, perhaps the most famous and recognizable piece of jewelry in the entire world. The choice was deliberate, emotional, and deeply meaningful to everyone who understood what Diana meant to William. That stunning 12-carat oval, Ceylon sapphire surrounded by 14 solitaire diamonds had become one of the most recognizable pieces of jewelry on Earth. Diana had worn it through her entire marriage, on her wedding day, watched by 750 million people at glittering state banquets during her happiest moments and darkest hours. William chose to give it to Kate because he wanted his mother to be part of the moment, to be present at his engagement even though she couldn't physically be there to witness it herself. It was his way of including Diana in his future happiness. "It's very special to me," Kate said of the ring during a 2023 visit to Wales. "What an honor to be able to wear it every single day." Kate wears that ring every single day without exception. Every photograph taken of her, every public appearance she makes, every private moment with her family. Diana's sapphire catching the light constantly, reminding the entire world of who came before Camilla ever wore a crown. Camilla has access to the entire royal jewelry collection accumulated over centuries by queens, but she will never have Diana's ring. William made absolutely sure of that when he placed it on Kate's finger. Number 2. The fashion tributes. Kate doesn't just wear Diana's jewelry. She wears Diana's style in ways that are far too consistent and deliberately planned to possibly be coincidental or accidental fashion choices. Fashion experts have documented over 50 occasions when Kate dressed in outfits that directly reference Diana's iconic looks. The polka dots at Royal Ascot, the elegant coat dresses at state occasions, the strategic color choices that echo Diana's wardrobe from the 1980s and 1990s. Kate pays tribute to Diana in the most thoughtful ways imaginable. Diana's former dresser Amanda Wakely told Hello magazine in an extensive interview, through color choices, silhouettes, and of course wearing her jewelry at significant moments throughout the royal calendar. At the 2022 Earthshot Prize Awards ceremony, Kate wore Diana's emerald choker necklace with a striking neon green dress, recreating the exact combination Diana had worn at the Dorchester Hotel in 1993. The side-by-side photographs were published around the world. These aren't random fashion choices or coincidences. These are deliberate decisions by a woman who understands the immense power of visual symbolism and uses it with extraordinary precision and consistency. Number 3. The Pakistan Echoes. Kate's 2019 royal tour to Pakistan was perhaps her most comprehensive and deliberately planned Diana tribute to date, creating visual echoes that generated worldwide media coverage. Her carefully planned wardrobe included multiple outfits that directly referenced Diana's historic 1991 and 1996 visits to the same country. A stunning blue Catherine Walker dress nearly identical to Diana's outfit from the Shaukat Khanum hospital visit. A gorgeous green ensemble that perfectly mirrored Diana's appearance at the Badshahi Mosque years earlier. She visited the same hospital Diana had supported and championed for years. She posed in similar locations against similar backdrops. She created deliberate visual echoes that the British press noticed and celebrated immediately in their coverage. Side-by-side comparisons of Kate and Diana flooded the news coverage for weeks afterward. Mother-in-law and daughter-in-law, separated by decades of time, connected clearly by intention and design. Kate could easily have avoided those comparisons if she had wanted to. She could have worn different designers, chosen different colors, visited completely different locations. She deliberately chose not to avoid them. She chose to embrace the comparisons fully. Number 4. The grave visits. William and Kate have taken their children to visit Diana's grave at Althorp House in Northampton, the Spencer family estate, where Diana was laid to rest on a private island in the middle of a beautiful ornamental lake. Royal expert Phil Dampier revealed that the family makes these pilgrimages to Diana's final resting place, providing poignant and emotional moments for the children to understand and connect with their grandmother's remarkable legacy. Think very carefully about what that means for those young children. George, Charlotte, and Louis standing solemnly at their grandmother's grave, learning about the remarkable woman who should have been there to watch them grow up and celebrate their milestones. The woman whose life was cut tragically short in Paris, while the woman who helped destroy her marriage now wears a crown. Kate could have discouraged these emotional visits if she had wanted to protect her children from difficult feelings. She could have focused only on the present, on building new relationships with the family as it exists now. Instead, she ensures Diana remains absolutely central to her children's understanding of who they are and where they come from. She makes sure they know their grandmother. Number 5. The Charlotte connection. Princess Charlotte has become a living tribute to the grandmother she will never meet, but will always know about through stories and photographs and deliberate choices. Kate regularly dresses her daughter in Diana-inspired outfits that careful observers recognize immediately when photographs are published. The specific color choices Kate makes for Charlotte, the classic patterns she selects, the timeless styles that deliberately echo what Diana dressed William and Harry in during their own childhoods in the 1980s. Charlotte's middle name is Diana. She carries her grandmother's name with her always, a permanent connection to the woman she'll never meet, but will always know about through the efforts of her parents. And Kate ensures that Charlotte knows who Diana was, what she stood for in the world, why her memory matters to so many people. Kate's parents, Carol and Michael Middleton, share stories about Diana's life and her impactful charitable work with the children, the Express Tribune reported. They ensure that the young royals understand the remarkable legacy she left behind for the world. Diana's memory doesn't just exist in photographs and documentaries in William's household. It lives in daily conversations, shared stories, and the active cultivation of a beloved grandmother's enduring presence in their lives. Number 6, the parenting philosophy. Kate's approach to raising her children mirrors Diana's revolutionary parenting style in ways that are unmistakable to anyone watching closely and comparing across generations. In their own parenting, William and Kate mirror many of Diana's affectionate gestures, the Express Tribune noted in their coverage, such as holding their children's hands and engaging with them at their level, echoing the warmth and compassion Diana was known for around the world. Diana transformed royal parenting forever with her approach. She took William and Harry to McDonald's for treats. She let them experience normal life outside palace walls. She showed physical affection in public when previous generations of royals had been distant, formal, and physically reserved with their children in public settings. Kate has adopted that same revolutionary approach completely in raising her own children. The hugs at school gates that photographers capture, the playful moments at public events that make headlines, the insistence on giving her children as normal, a childhood as possible within their extraordinary circumstances. Every time Kate crouches down to speak to her children at their eye level, she's channeling Diana's approach to parenting, and everyone watching knows exactly what she's doing. Number 7, the body language analysis. Body language experts have analyzed Kate and Camilla's interactions at royal events for many years now. What they've consistently found reveals tension beneath the polished surface of royal protocol. the polite but noticeable distance Kate maintains from Camilla at public events, the formal positioning in official photographs, the way Kate interacts warmly and naturally with King Charles while keeping Camilla at a measured and careful remove. Royal commentator Richard Fitzwilliams told Reader's Digest magazine that Catherine is the nearest contemporary equivalent to Diana in terms of her popularity with both the media and the general public around the world. That enormous popularity creates an inherent competition with Camilla, whether anyone acknowledges it publicly or not. And Kate's body language at joint events suggests she understands the dynamics perfectly well. These aren't signs of open hostility. Kate is far too sophisticated and diplomatically disciplined for that kind of obvious display. They're signs of a woman who knows exactly where she stands and has no intention of pretending otherwise for the cameras. Number 8, the jewelry collection access. Beyond the famous engagement ring, Kate has access to pieces from Diana's personal jewelry collection, and she wears them strategically at significant moments throughout the royal calendar year. Prince William gave her Diana's sapphire engagement ring, as well as pieces from her personal collection, Amanda Wakely confirmed in her interview with journalists. At the 2025 Remembrance Sunday ceremony, Kate wore Diana's Collingwood pearl earrings, connecting herself visibly to her mother-in-law at one of the most solemn and important events on the entire royal calendar. Each time Kate wears Diana's jewelry at a significant event, she's making a powerful statement. She's claiming Diana's legacy as her own to carry forward. She's reminding the world that she carries Diana's spirit with her. Camilla has access to the full royal collection. The historic tiaras, the priceless necklaces, the brooches accumulated by queens over centuries. But Diana's personal pieces belong to Kate now. William made absolutely sure of that. Number 9, the future queen positioning. Kate isn't just honoring Diana's memory through her choices. She's positioning herself as Diana's true successor in every meaningful way possible. "No one is trying to fill my mother's shoes," William said in their engagement interview. "It's about carving your own future and your own destiny, and Kate will do a very good job at that." But the reality is more nuanced than that diplomatic statement suggests. Kate has consciously adopted key aspects of Diana's proven approach to royal life. The focus on children's causes and early childhood development, the emotional accessibility, the use of fashion as communication, and soft diplomacy. She carries forward Diana's belief that fashion can be powerful, Amanda Wakely observed, whether through diplomatic dressing, supporting British designers, or using clothing to express warmth and approachability. Kate isn't trying to be Diana. She's using Diana's proven playbook while creating her own distinct identity, and in doing so, she ensures that Diana's influence continues to shape the monarchy for generations to come. Number 10, the popularity gap. Polling consistently shows Kate far more popular than Camilla with the British public, and the gap is very significant and persistent. YouGov surveys regularly place Kate among the most admired members of the royal family, while Camilla's ratings lag significantly behind despite years of image rehabilitation. The public remembers Diana. The public sees Kate honoring Diana. The public draws its own conclusions about who deserves their affection and loyalty. The press covers Kate with the adoration they once reserved for Diana herself. Her fashion choices make headlines around the world. Her public appearances generate genuine excitement and positive coverage consistently. This popularity gap isn't accidental or mysterious. It's the natural result of Kate's careful cultivation of Diana's legacy and the public's enduring love for the people's princess who died too young. Number 11, the quiet consistency. What makes Kate's tribute campaign so remarkably effective is its relentless consistency over more than a decade of marriage and public life. This isn't a single gesture or an occasional nod to Diana on anniversaries. It's a sustained, deliberate pattern maintained year after year without exception. The ring every single day, the fashion echoes at major events, the jewelry appearances at significant moments, the parenting style she's adopted, the grave visits with the children. Day after day, year after year, Kate keeps Diana's memory alive through her choices. Royal commentators have noted this pattern extensively. Fashion experts have analyzed it in detail. Body language specialists have observed it at every major event. Everyone watching closely can see what Kate is doing, but it's done with such elegance, such restraint, such perfect royal comportment that no one can accuse her of disrespecting Camilla openly. She's simply honoring her beloved mother-in-law. What could possibly be more natural than that? Number 12. The message to Camilla. Every Diana tribute is also inevitably a message to Camilla. You may have the crown, Kate's choices seem to say clearly, but I have what matters. The ring, the style, the children who carry Diana's legacy, the public love that Diana inspired and that I've inherited. Camilla can attend state banquets and receive curtsies and play the role of queen, but she cannot claim Diana's spiritual succession. That belongs to Kate alone. And the British public, who never forgot what happened to Diana, see Kate's choices and approve wholeheartedly. They see her wearing Diana's sapphire and feel their beloved princess hasn't been forgotten. They see her channeling Diana's style and feel the magic hasn't died. Kate gives them what they need, a connection to Diana that Camilla can never provide no matter how long she wears the crown. Number 13. The cancer recovery message. During Kate's 2024 cancer treatment, she continued to honor Diana in subtle but meaningful ways. King Charles's protective response to Kate during her illness was widely documented in the press. The special protocol honors he extended to her during treatment, the public statements of support for his daughter-in-law. When Kate returned to public life after her treatment, she did so wearing pieces that connected her to Diana's legacy. The choices weren't coincidental. Even during her most difficult personal challenge, Kate maintained the visual connection to her mother-in-law. The message was clear. Diana's successor was fighting. Diana's successor would return. Diana's legacy would continue through Kate, no matter what challenges arose. Number 14. The children's future. When Kate becomes queen consort to William's king, Diana's influence will be stamped on the monarchy for another entire generation. Her grandchildren will grow up knowing Diana's story intimately through the stories their parents tell. Her style will continue to shape royal fashion. Her approach to duty and compassion will guide how the Wales family engages with the public. George, Charlotte, and Louis will carry Diana's memory forward throughout their lives. They'll tell their own children about the grandmother they never met. They'll pass down the stories Kate and William have shared with them. Camilla will be a footnote in royal history. The second wife who wore the crown for a few years before the next generation took over, but Diana, through Kate, will be eternal. Number 15. The ultimate victory. In the long game of royal legacy, Kate is winning decisively. She doesn't need to wage open warfare against Camilla. She doesn't need to make hostile statements or create public drama. She just needs to keep doing exactly what she's been doing for over a decade. Wearing the ring, honoring the style, taking her children to Diana's grave, raising Diana's grandchildren in Diana's image, channeling Diana's warmth and accessibility in every public appearance. The hidden war isn't fought with words or confrontations. It's fought with symbols and style and sustained, elegant tribute. And by every measure that matters, Kate has already won. Camilla has the crown. Kate has the legacy. And in the hearts of the British public, the legacy matters far more than any crown ever could. Catherine, Princess of Wales, is Diana's true heir. Not by blood, but by choice, by dedication, by the quiet, consistent, devastatingly effective campaign she wages every single day. Diana would be proud. Kate wages a quiet war for Diana's legacy, but there are 15 moments where Zara Tindall has openly snubbed Camilla. In our next video, we count them all. The next generation is striking back. Subscribe and turn on notifications, because Diana's defenders are everywhere and they're not staying silent.